Hi guys, Scott here from TEPIS Paranormal and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to jump back into Geoguessr. You may recall in part 1 of this series a while back I did a random paranormal themed map on Geoguessr. Went through, made my guesses at the locations and then looked into them a little more, shared the history of them with you, shared the paranormal sort of activity of the locations with you. And that's something I wanted to do again, so I found another map on Geoguessr that I'm going to go through today. If I know the history, I'll tell you a bit about it as we look around. If I don't, then we'll cut to me afterwards, where I will research a little and tell you a little bit about it. Generally, it should be a bit of fun. I quite enjoyed the last part, and I think those of you that watched it also did. If you haven't seen it, it is on the TEPIS channel, so please feel free to go back and find that. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight in. We'll see where we are, we'll have a look around. As per usual, because I'm looking for the sort of history and the paranormal elements of the location, I've got time limit turned off so I can actually have a proper look around. And yeah, we're going to go straight in and see where we are. I should also mention I'm going to be playing this like a normal game of Geoguessr, so if I don't know where we are immediately from the paranormal surroundings, then I will actually look around and try and work out what country I'm in, what city I'm in if I can. I won't be spending, too long, because I know that's not why a lot of people are here, but I do also really enjoy Geoguessr. Ooh, okay. Text. Now, suddenly, based on the text that I don't know what language that is, I would make an immediate guess at Japan, and I would make a guess that we're possibly in the suicide forest of Japan. Now I don't know where in Japan that is. That does look Japanese to me though. I know, to be honest with you, I know of the suicide forest in Japan mostly because of Logan Paul. That is where most of my knowledge comes from of the suicide forest. This, however, does feel like it may be that location. I'm not going to find anything useful here, really. So let's zoom in to Japan. I really do not even... I don't have a guess as to where I think in Japan the forest is. So I think we'll just go in the middle there, and would assume that the Fuji Hakone National Park, I don't know if that is the suicide forest. I'm really not sure. I am going to just check. Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, so I've just googled. It, and yes, the Aokigahara forest is what is widely known as the Japanese suicide forest. We'll now cut to me after I've recorded this video, telling you a little bit more about it, learning a bit more about the alleged paranormal activity there, and of course talking about the forest and its history. Aokigahara, which is Japanese for blue tree meadow and is also known as the Sea of Trees, is a forest on the northwestern flank of Mount Fuji. The forest has a historical reputation as a home to yuri, ghosts of the dead in Japanese mythology. At least since the 1960s, Aokigahara has become associated with suicide, eventually becoming known in English by the nickname Suicide Forest, and gaining a reputation as one of the world's most used suicide sites. Because of this, signs at the head of some of the trails urge suicidal visitors to think of their families and contact the Suicide Prevention Association. It's said that within the forest, an old Japanese tradition known as ubaste, in which the elderly and the sick were carried into a forest and left to die, was practiced within. It's said that their angry spirits haunt the forest, tormenting the suicidal and encouraging them to go through with the acts which have earned the forest its name. The main paranormal activity within the forest is said to be the yuri, which are said to be the angry spirits. A number of people that hike in and around the forest and the surrounding area claim that it feels as though the forest is closing in on them and engulfing them, and that they feel that there's a lot of negative energy in the surrounding area. I can't find any specific examples of sightings of paranormal activity within the forest, but obviously given the dark nature of the things that happen within the forest, and the fact that since 1950 over 500 people have committed suicide within the forest, then, you know, if negative activity is a cause of paranormal activity, then this is a real candidate for that. Okay, moving on to the next location. I've just hit next. Immediately we're in a garden of some description. It looks like the garden of a house. Maybe an estate of some kind. A very pretty estate of some kind. Not immediately gauging anything from that. Should I be gauging something from that? I don't know. It's the Ballroom Cafe. Nice little cafe. I mean, I'm assuming England. I really am thinking this is probably English. Ah, Larnac Castle. An award-winning... What does that say? Larnac Castle.nz. So that's New Zealand? An award-winning attraction is what the rest of that said. I don't know the location. Again, this is another new one to me. I love learning about new paranormal locations, so I am looking forward to finding out more about this place afterwards. There's a very nice looking view in the distance down there that I kind of want to navigate to. Okay, so I'd guess we're in New Zealand, which is down here. Again, I don't know where in New Zealand, so my score is going to be very low. We'll go down here somewhere. We were in Larnac Castle, which is down here in Sandy Mount, in and around the Larnac Castle region. Okay, so again, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the history now, and it's going to be interesting to learn, because I don't think I know any paranormal locations in New Zealand, so that is going to be obviously something new. And yeah, hopefully it's an interesting location. Larnac Castle is a mock castle within the limits of the city of Dunedin, New Zealand. The house was built by prominent entrepreneur and politician William Larnac, and since 1967 has been open as a tourist attraction as New Zealand's only castle. Larnac Castle has a reputation as one of New Zealand's most haunted buildings, with accounts of sightings of the ghosts of a bearded Victorian gentleman, presumably Larnac himself, unexplained smells of cigar smoke and port in unoccupied rooms, and visitors and workers at the castle feeling as if they've been suddenly pushed in the back. These tales have drawn paranormal investigators from both New Zealand and overseas, with the location appearing on various ghost hunter television programs from both New Zealand and the United States. This isn't a location I've heard of. I really can't say I've heard of any paranormal locations in New Zealand, so this is one that I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for. I will look into this further, and I might see about seeing if I can find some of these paranormal investigation television programs, and see if I can watch one on stream on twitch.tv/TEPIS live, where you can watch me react to paranormal content. You can also suggest paranormal content, and this could be one that I will look out for. Okay, next up, for number 3, we have the Queen Mary. I believe we had this in the previous video I did on this, which means I should be able to work out exactly where the Queen Mary is. I believe it's in Long Beach. It's docked in Long Beach. It's there specifically. Let's return to the start, because this might actually be my best attempt at getting a good score, because I've had it before. Normally, I would, skip this one, but I can't skip locations, so we'll go straight in with where we are, which is the Queen Mary, and I guess we're kind of just near the entryway down here somewhere. Let's go there. I mean, that's pretty spot on. We're 1 yard away. 5,000 points. As I've mentioned, we've previously covered the Queen Mary, so I don't feel like going into it now is necessary. If you don't know about the Queen Mary, you can go check out the history in part 1 of my Geoguessr series. Okay, on to number 4. This is very pretty. And again, is somewhere I don't know. Doesn't immediately stand out to me at all. I'm not quite sure of location. I don't quite know what country it is. I can't move, so this is going to be a very, very tough one to try and get anything out of. I can't even see people well enough to tell you what area of the world I think we're in based on that. It's very pretty though. I really don't know. I'm going to go for somewhere, maybe China, because I genuinely do not have a clue. It was Romania. It was... I don't know where this is. I do not know where we are. Cluj-Napoca. Okay, we are in Cluj-Napoca in Romania. Again, I'll do a bit of research, and if I can find anything about this location, I will tell you about it now. So this location is apparently known as the Hoia Baciu Forest. I may have pronounced that completely incorrect. I'm getting the information that I'm reading here from Amy's Crypt, a paranormal YouTuber. I will link her video about the forest in the description down below. I'd strongly recommend checking it out, but I'm going to give you a brief summary based on her article on her website. A short distance from the modern Romanian city of Cluj-Napoca, which again I may be saying wrong, exists what many believe to be the world's most haunted forest. This forest is surrounded by legends and conceals many secrets. Tales of ghosts, UFOs, interdimensional portals, and other unnatural phenomena have made this forest one of the most infamous places in Romania. There are a number of ghost stories from within the forest, and some people claim to have encountered spirits within the haunted forest. Others believe that these ghosts are likely the spirits of murdered Romanian peasants that perished in the surrounding area. Human-shaped shadowy figures are commonly reported within the forest, as well as large masses of suddenly forming black mist. Apparitions have also been seen, and some have even claimed to capture figures and faces in photographs that weren't visible to the human eye at the time of shooting. Malfunctioning electronic devices, suddenly draining batteries are also common occurrences, and some believe this could be due to the presence of spirits. There have also been orbs sighted, light anomalies, strange fluctuations, poltergeist activity, and EVPs recorded. Again, as I mentioned, Amy's Crypt does a great job of describing this location in great detail and has a video where you can go check it out. I strongly recommend watching it. I will certainly be watching the video after I finish this recording. But yeah, that is the Hoia Baciu Forest. I would, again, strongly recommend checking out the video. The link to Amy's Crypt video will be in the description down below, but let's move on to the next location. Okay, the final one for this round, we are at, hopefully it's somewhere I recognise. It doesn't feel like it. I mean, it's a very nice little house. Obviously, we've got Union Jacks up top. We've got a double-decker bus over there, so it's somewhere I would guess that is, or has had a history with colonialism and the UK as its potential rulers at some point in history. I'm thinking we're probably in maybe Africa, although I don't know. I don't know where this is. This again is another new one to me. What does that say? .ta. I really do not know where this is at all. Again, I couldn't even begin to guess. Tasmania, Tanzania. That might not have even said TA. To be honest with you, the camera quality is not actually good enough to zoom in on text, which is mildly annoying. I don't know where we are. They've taken the flags down in this angle and... Oh! Okay. Is that the South African flag? Let me double check. This may be cheating, but that is the South African flag. Okay, that adds a bit of... it gives me some ideas, at least. I at least know what country we're in. I'm going to go Cape Town because I don't know any sort of other areas of South Africa. We'll go here. We'll make a guess for there. We're over here in Geoguessr. This is the Lord Milner Hotel in Geoguessr, a location I've never heard of, know nothing about, and we'll learn a lot more about and tell you about now. We now have the Lord Milner Hotel. This is, as we said, in Geoguessr. And Geoguessr was founded in 1884 by the legendary and energetic Scottish railwayman James Douglas Logan. The Milner Hotel was built in 1899 during the early stages of the South African War and was used as a military hospital during the conflict with British forces, with the central turret serving as lookout and machine gun post. There are a number of paranormal occurrences and ghosts said to be found within Geoguessr. There are 2 female ghosts at the Lord Milner Hotel. You have Lucy, who is a vague spectre. It's rumoured that people have seen this spirit floating around the passages and the stairs wearing a negligee. They speculate that perhaps it's someone who's died within the building. She's friendly and not particularly frightening, and is generally considered to be one of the nice spirits of the location. After that there's Kate. Now Kate was allegedly a young nurse who used to enjoy playing cards in a certain room of the location, and then at age 19 Kate died mysteriously. It's said that a woman in a nurse's gown has been seen in the card room of the property at several times. There is also allegedly a lady in white at the property, though I can't find any specific detail about this spirit. All in all, a very interesting property, somewhere with an interesting history and somewhere that again is very different. Much like the castle in New Zealand, I don't know of many other South African paranormal sort of cases and locations, so this is definitely somewhere that I would like to learn more about and potentially visit one day. Okay, so we didn't do great. We got 18,500 points, which isn't terrible, but it's not amazing. I'm going to end this video here. I hope you enjoyed watching me play Geoguessr and watching me learn about new paranormal locations from around the world. I'm going to do another session of this now, and we'll upload that in the following video. I'll put the link to this map in the description down below. Let me know how many points you got, and how you got on, and what you learnt. For now, I've been Scott from TEPIS Paranormal, and I'll see you in the next video.